I'm at the Miami airport now. Got done with my stay at Bungalows Key Largo. Here's a quick montage on what you could expect. Alright, so obviously that entire montage that you saw, like mentioned in the beginning of this video, it was from Bungalows at Key Largo. And I kind of just wanted to touch briefly on my experience there and if I would actually recommend it at all. So now, just to let you know, my entire rating of it is an 8 out of 10. I would recommend there to go if you are just looking for like an all-inclusive resort just within the US. But here is the long version of it now. So Bungalows at Key Largo. It's in Key Largo, obviously, which is about 2 hours from Miami International Airport. You can take tolls to get there, and it'll probably end up taking you an hour and 30 minutes or so. But I just didn't want to pay the rental car company another $100 just to use tolls on the car. So I just forgoed that and I just drove a little bit more and I got there just in time and we were all safe. Now, if you've ever done any research on like Bungalows at Key Largo, you'll notice that number one, it's an all-inclusive resort and it is quite beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. So you enter in and basically you just valet your car. They'll kind of just give you like a little tour of like the entire resort and it will just be like on a golf cart. It's nice. The videos actually make it seem like that the resort is actually bigger than what it actually is, but you can really walk around really easily, even though they do just end up giving you bikes. Every single room actually has 2 bikes in itself, so you could just go ahead and just bike around the entire resort if you want to as well. The entire resort by itself is really great as well. Like you'll have a ton of shade and palm trees everywhere. Florida, as you know, it can rain quite often and very sporadically though. So if it does end up raining, since obviously it is a resort that is very basically just outside and you have like a lot of walkways in which you could just go right under the trees, you are gonna get wet. But if you don't really care about that, don't worry about it. Now, when it comes to the resort itself, it has multiple pool areas. They have one pool area that's called like the Zen pool. That's basically like the chiller pool area. And then you have another place, which is the actual main pool area where you have your jacuzzi, where you have people hanging out. You have a little bit more of like the lively music vibe. You also have like live music every single day during dinner or something. And then you also have right next to the live pool area the restaurants, and then on top of the restaurants you also have like this place called the living room, which has gigantic TVs which you can probably just watch sports games in, and they also host karaoke over there. And then you have like this nice view of the entire ocean as well. And all of those areas are completely accessible to you. Anybody can go there if you have actually just paid for your stay, of course. And it is an adults only resort, so that's great. We didn't really hear any kids whatsoever. And honestly, you're not gonna realize how loud kids are until you actually end up leaving that resort. Even though drunk adults can be pretty loud as well, but I rest my case. But it was really great just to be at vacation and then not hear any cries from any babies or just any kids yelling and running around and whatnot. But going on to the activities, and some of the activities that were actually included in your stay are basically snorkeling, kayaking, paddleboarding. Now, I snorkeled and I kayaked and I also used like this little aqua cycle, which was really awkward. But either way, snorkeling was okay. I would say at best, they obviously give you a life jacket, you have the snorkeling gear, it's all included in your stay. So I don't know why you wouldn't actually end up using it. They have the kayaks as well. And keep in mind, you're kind of just out there by yourself. So, you know, do it on your own discretion. Yes, they do have lifeguards, but they're kind of far away from where you actually take the kayaks. And I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty fun. Like, you can literally just take it whenever you want. They start just giving them out in the morning, I think at like 8 a.m. or something, and last call is for kayaking. I think it's about 5 p.m. and then for snorkeling it goes up to 8 p.m. So it's really great. So you can have a lot of fun with it. I got some footage of me snorkeling in the water. I was just too scared to actually take my camera into the water to show you what I was actually seeing down there. But I was able to see a manatee that was eating the algae off of the basically the docking station, which is apparently great because everybody was like, wait, you saw a manatee on your first time snorkeling? That's amazing. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess this is a big deal. But like I said, that was a pretty great experience. I saw like the outline of it, and it just saw basically anything that was going around in the murky waters of Florida. Saw the fish and just some submerged stuff down at the bottom of the ocean as well. It was really not that deep because I don't know how to swim, so I wasn't gonna go all the way down there either way. Now, look, quick disclaimer, I'm Muslim. I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know what your experience is gonna be like if you actually do end up drinking alcohol over there. All I know is that I saw a lot of drunk people over there, and they will give you as many drinks as you possibly can handle. Like, there's no, and I guess that's one of the reasons why people actually book all-inclusive resorts, right? Because you want to be able to drink. The food, however, I would say that it was average at best. I only eat halal as well, so I wasn't able to eat like the steak and stuff, but like most of their cuisine that they have at the restaurants over there was seafood. Obviously, it makes sense. And I would say at best it was probably average or mid, okay? There is only one thing out of my entire 3-day stay over there that I can say for sure that I wanted to have every single day, and that was the clam chowder. Oh my God, that clam chowder was absolutely amazing, and I am craving it even while recording this video as well. But everything other than that was okay at best. And maybe it's just me, but I'm a really big foodie, and I live in Houston as well. So in Houston we have great food, and maybe I'm just comparing it to that. So maybe, I guess, if you live in a state which doesn't have that great seafood, then maybe you'll enjoy it a little bit more than I did. But in Houston we have great seafood, we have great cuisines, and we just have great food in general as well. So that's where I'm coming from, and that's my comparison to it. But they have virgin drinks as well over there, so you can always just grab a virgin drink and then just, go about your day. I was having like virgin mango mojitos the entire time. I think I was drinking like 4 or 5 of those a day. I was basically having like no water in my system other than that. So that was a pretty great experience. And if, for example, if you're just sitting by the pool, or you're just relaxing by the beach, they will serve you over there as well. They'll come and ask you and take your order, and they will give you the drinks wherever you basically are as well. So you don't ever have to worry about like going to the actual bar and then just ordering your drink and then coming back, going back for your drink. No, like they'll all do it all for you. There is like a specific time frame. I think they stop taking orders around like 6 p.m. In the pool area, but you could still go to the bar and you could just place your order there, pick up your drink, and then just go to the pool area. No one's ever going to stop you from that either. The kind of like the cons list for me, at least, as well. So now keep in mind, this was my first ever all-inclusive resort experience, right? And gratuity is not included, and I didn't know that. But I was like, oh, like this is a little bit weird. Like, I feel like if I'm paying like $1,000 plus a night to stay at somewhere like this, then I feel like gratuity should already be included and everything. But I guess it kind of makes sense because, but I digress either way. I mean, I might just not know the proper all-inclusive resort etiquette. So just keep that in mind, that whenever you are eating out or whenever you are getting drinks from the bar, they will hand you a receipt, which is basically just going to be a total of $0. But you have that little tip section that you can actually fill out. They could charge it to your room as well. I don't know why this guy told me that, oh no, they can't charge it to your room. You can only give cash, but they can actually charge it to your room if you want to, or you can just give cash as well. Cash is king, of course. So there's that. But the staff is great. You'll probably want to tip them as well, whether it be the wait staff or reception or the valet guys. Like, everybody's really friendly, everybody's really helpful, and they're very accommodating. Of course, I'm sure they're trained that way. So yeah, but it was all pretty great. The activities, like I mentioned, they're pretty good as well. Snorkeling, kayaking. You can paddleboard if you want to as well. I didn't. I don't know if I mentioned that. They have some other activities that are actually not included in the actual price. Like, for example, they'll take you out on like this floating little tiki bar for like $150 per person, and you can like drink there. They'll take you out in the middle of the ocean and you'll actually be able to watch the sunset. So if that's something that you're into and willing to pay $150 per person, then obviously, highly recommend it that you just go out there and then just do it. We don't have jets on the resort itself. It's a little bit farther, but I know that there is a way that you can do that. And then you also have snorkeling excursions. So they take you on a boat. They have drinks included in this. I think it was like, I don't know, like $250 a person or something like that. And then you can basically snorkel through a coral reef as well if you want to, on the resort, by the way. So I think that's something pretty good. That's something to look at if you're just willing to spend a little bit more as well. But yeah, that is just something else to keep in mind as well. And the one other thing that I really didn't like about the entire place was that there's actually no beachfront. So you have like a little bit of a shoreline that you can just take the kayaks from, or like, just go down the stairs and go snorkeling, but there's actually no little beach area that you could just, lay by the sand, look at the water, or do whatever. It's a little weird, I would say. Personally, I really wish that they had something like that, but they didn't, unfortunately. But I would say that that is also a con of the resort as well, if you're looking into something like that. Overall, I would say the pool areas are really nice. Of course, the people there were really great as well. But if you are looking for like that beach little vibe or whatever, it probably is just not there at this resort. Even though there's a ton of sand, you can sit there, watch the sunset at the boat docking station. But yeah, all of this stuff was just like, I don't know why they couldn't just have a beach over there. Like, that would have been great, but I digress. So my final verdict of it is if I do recommend it or not. Basically, if you're just looking to stay within the US and you have money to spend, then yeah, for sure, go for it. Like, I would definitely recommend this place, especially in Florida. But if you can go internationally, then I feel like your options open up so much. And I'm just like trying to wonder that, hey, why would you ever go to Key Largo, Florida, when you could just go to like Cancun, Mexico or something like that? Because the cost is going to be so much less. You'll have all-inclusive resorts. You'll have the same food options as well. So it really comes down to, I guess, just personal preference and what your budget actually looks like. But other than that, I'm just like, okay, it's a great experience. I would recommend it. Would I do it again though? Probably not. But overall, it is a great experience. And if you are thinking about it in terms of like a romantic getaway, or really just to have like a chill couple of days or 3 days, then I would really recommend it, because it is a very chill and vibey place, if that makes sense. But anyways, like I said at the beginning of this video, 8 out of 10. Food is pretty average. Great location though. 2 hours away from Miami Airport. Ton of activities for you to do. Karaoke as well. Live singing at lunch and also at dinner as well. Great location. Looks beautiful, especially during like the sunset. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.